All right, looks like the recording works, and here comes a screen. All right, good. Everything's working except this microphone. I think we'll be okay. Oh, all right. Let's look at the news now. Change things up a little. So what do we have? Nothing until 10:10. Nothing there. It's 1 p.m. We got something. And then 4:30. Oh, great. Don't have to sit out the open today. Look at that. Feels like the first time in a month. So that's interesting. I still sit out the first couple of minutes anyway, just because it's jumpy. But that's interesting. Might find an opportunity. Let's get some levels on and see what it is. All right, there we go. Anything else y'all want levels on? I got Apple, AMD, Tesla, SPY. Just go with the usual stuff. NVIDIA. I'll do it here. Let's see what we're looking at today.
I have a question, Avi. Good morning.
Yep.
When we have a consolidating, like for example, like NVIDIA, AMD, Tesla, and then suddenly the last candle broke. So what is the best suggestion? For example, let's just look at AMD, for example, or NVIDIA. It doesn't matter.
All right.
SPY hasn't broke yet, but the rest, you see that it's just broken outside that level. I'm just curious to see what is the best suggestions.
Yeah, so looking right here on NVIDIA, what I see is it had a good little consolidation where it kept bumping itself on the level, and now it's finally broken out. Now, we're going to open in about 5 minutes, and let's say it opens somewhere down here. What you can see then is that it did the consolidation, it broke out, so at the open, if it goes back up and rejects this 112 area, that's a potential retest of this breakout that happened in the pre-market, and you take that short. That's how I see this. On another instance here, the SPY hasn't broken. Let's say the SPY opens up here. It looks like a good little consolidation for a breakout. So you might have an opportunity to then catch the breakout after the open. You want to be careful with breakouts. Retests are easier to catch. If you look at something else here, Tesla, again, same setup, consolidation, a good little one, breakout, and it's already pretty much gone to the target. Now, this is a little more difficult. If the breakout happens here, I call that a target. Now, what that means is when it pulls up here and rejects again, so retesting of that breakout, I wouldn't be so sure. I might be thinking this is more reversing the other way. So I'd be more careful since this breakout truly has basically done its move already. I mean, it could still continue, right? Retest and keep going. But this is really a tremendous breakout. It's already gone the distance. So I'd be careful with something like this. AMD is very similar to this. NVIDIA is the one that looks okay for that retest. And so far, what do we have? Yeah, the SPY looks okay for the breakout happening at the open. So yeah, that's how I see it.
So we can consider the breakout at the pre-market and the retest after the market open.
Oh yeah. I like those. Those are very high conviction trades at the open. Those are some of my favorites. So I'm hoping in the next couple of minutes, the SPY truly comes and closes down here, and then opens and starts rejecting 558. I don't know, 5 minutes after the open or something, and then I'd like to take that short. Something like that.
Thank you.
Yep. Cool. So let's see what we've got. Tesla and AMD have already done a major move. It's amazing. NVIDIA is interesting. The SPY is interesting, but you're going short down there, you're going to have trouble around here. So this might be a scalp and nothing much more than that. You can see this key level. This was support. Breakout turned into resistance. Sorry, this was resistance. Then did a breakout, turned into support. It's the same level. Just put a line there. See that? That's very precise. So if you do catch the breakout, down here is where you really think about getting out of it. Put it further up a little. So be careful with this. I might end up in this trade a little later after the open, like 5 minutes after the open. Short up here and go. And in this case, if it's truly a scalp, I'd rather go out of the money. I'll take like 557, 556 or something. But let's see. Let's see. Still don't want to touch it in the first couple of minutes. It's just too jumpy, and I can't put on the size. So I'm gonna wait 3 minutes to the open now, guys. What are we missing in the chat? Yeah, good morning, all. John Raff, a button-down shirt. Button-down shirt. Yeah, you know what I discovered like an hour ago? That I don't pay much attention to fashion. Basically, I just open the closet, whatever's in the front, I just grab it and go. And that's 80-20, right? 80% of your clothes or 20% of your clothes will own 80% of the time. So today I opened it up and I'm like, all right, let's look at that side of the closet, and I realized there's a whole lot of junk there. Like, oh my gosh, let me just start wearing it and throwing it out because it's junk. It just sits there forever. So there you go. I found a button-down shirt today by accident. Fashion's not something that I put any attention to. It's just something else. PLTR went down quite a bit after the open. Look at PLTR. Okay, we have a couple of minutes. We can look at it. Yeah, earnings down. Again, consolidation, looking for the breakdown. The setup is good for a breakdown, but this thing's obviously going to be super jumpy at the open with the catalyst and the news. Again, something like this with a big catalyst and a big gap is typically really good for those opening momentum trades. Again, ORB stuff, rising devils, all that. This could be a good rising devil. So those kinds of trades, if you're into such things. Let's see, I'm looking at the SPY and sit out for about 3 or 4 minutes. Let's see how it goes. I'll put on the 557 puts. Go out of the money if I'm going to get it. Oof, what's this? There we go. That works. All right, there we go. PLTR earnings, huh? Whole lot of madness. I'm gonna have to start voting. What do we have as a dress code around here? Should we go with suit and tie every day, or have different themes every day? Start having some fun with this. But then don't make me the only guy on the camera. It makes no sense. So we can discuss that a little later. There are other chat rooms that do that, just to have fun with it. Always a good time. All right, 30 seconds to the open, guys. Wait for your setups. As always, the market is a gold mine. No need to rush into anything. Wait for it. Scott, Avi t-shirts. Let's do that. Concert t-shirts. Yeah, I like that. Wear Metallica shirts, BB t-shirts, Avi shirts. That'd be great. We should do something. Whoever here is proficient in fashion, make some suggestions. All right, market is open. There you go. The SPY did the breakout retest that, so it looks like it's happening. And if it goes without me, let it go. This is still too jumpy to put anything on. I can't touch it. It's out of the money contracts. Oof, see how dangerous that is. Go short. Don't know what it's going to do. I mean, I'd like to put my stop up here above this wick, which is still wide, which doesn't allow a lot of size. Let's see. We have, yeah, it's a mess. Definitely don't see weakness in that, huh? Only for the first, 20 seconds, and now it's gone. It's going the other way. Alrighty. Gotta wait. Shane, that's funny. Measure this move. We get t-shirts like that. It'll be cool. We should do another different kind of happy hour session. T-shirt hour. Oh, we could just do it every day while trading anyway. So that'd be funny. All right, where's the rejection on this? It's not even been a minute. Oh, it has? Okay, I got a problem here. My candles are not showing up. See that? It's been a minute. Is DOS slow for anyone, or is it just me? Because it should have shown 2 candles by now.
I think it's just you.
It's just me. Crap. There we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
my price action is slow as well. Yeah.
Okay, this is dangerous there. Now, yeah, mine cut out for a moment, came back. So it's DOS. It's not my internet. It's just DOS. Okay. Ugh, that sucks. All right, I'm going to restart it just so it can print better. I'm going to shut down the screen share and restart DOS. Definitely not worth trading while you're dealing with this nonsense. Well, that sucks. I was looking forward to trading the open today. Now I got to deal with this. Let's see. It's still very early. Things could still work out just fine. All right, here we go. Here we go. Now that looks better. Okay, start sharing again. All right, there you go. All good. So it turned out to be a tiny little false breakout so far on the SPY and going back up. It could still lead to a genuine breakout down there. It's still, where is it? Yeah, it's still got to set up nicely though. But this is bullish activity, obviously. Don't want to mess with it. What's interesting is Tesla actually more than anything else. This is a bit tricky. Again, you had the breakout, went to a level, come back, and you might want to think it's a short here. This is a retest of the breakout. It could well be, but I'd be so careful here because to my trade book, it's already made the move and it's reversed the other way. So I wouldn't really be thinking short in this zone, it could easily go down or up. I don't know. This is something dangerous. I'd be very careful with it. I don't want to trade it in the first half of this range anyway. It's messy. So let's look at a few other things. We got NVIDIA. NVIDIA broke down, made the move. Excuse me. Yeah, how would you catch that retest? It's tough. Anyways, RVR is just no good on this. See that? It's big candles. It takes one candle or two candles to move the entire range. How do you put a stop on that and get some good RVR? Anyways, tricky stuff. So the one plan I had was a short out here. It looks like so far it's no good. Still could happen a little later. And we'll see. What else moved well? The Tesla again was an ORB going up. Anyone catch that? And I'm just looking at these bigger 30-minute setups, but on a 1-minute momentum play, Tesla was all right. AMD as well, now making that move. Look at that. See that AMD range breakout happening right now, if you like that. Again, momentum stuff, breakout of the opening range, which is the top of the first minute candle, right about there. Again, these are all scalps. If you're into this, it's all scalping. I'm gonna go watch the SPY. Let's see what happens. And right back up. I gotta say, guys, one thing that's very serious about trading off of levels and purely off of levels like I'm doing is you don't want to be in a situation where you have a thesis for a long and a short at the same level. That is when you get chopped up with this trading style. That's a real pitfall that you got to be super aware of. So at any given level, for me, there's only one possible direction that I might take a position. But it may not work. It may go the other way, whatever. But your trade plan should have only one possible direction. So down here, for me, it's only a short. There's no way I'm going long. Forget it. When it gets up there, then we'll see. Right now, I don't even see a long up there. Let's see what it does if it gets up there. That's very important. That's how you don't get chopped up or avoid getting chopped up off of levels. Tesla is messy. Well, it got there and it's messy. AMD's doing it ORB if you guys like all that.
Calendar broke down.
BLTR? One
Yes.
down?
Yeah.
Yeah, so breakdown off of that low over there, what consolidated, you can see about 112. Yeah, really messy, but if you're able to catch again the ORB, you can see the bottom here and just did a nice breakdown from there. Cool. Yeah, you got that. Again, this is highly volatile stuff. You want to trade this, there's ways to do it. You need to read momentum, be really good at it. Ooh, Tesla's a jumper. Tesla is actually putting in, again, good price action. I gotta watch SPY. I'm gonna put it up on this chart just to be safe. Yeah, just keep an eye on that. So if you watch Tesla, again, good price action. You had the first minute candle, if you like 1 minute ORBs, and the third candle, or even the second one, is your entry. ABCD pattern, pretty much at the level. If you're able to identify it, bouncing off the VWAP or 9 EMA or something. There you go. Again, this is all pure momentum stuff. This has nothing to do with 30-minute setups, if you like to trade this stuff. You're scalping. You're always in and out of these things, and be aware of it. Momentum can stall quickly, so you got to be super aware of it. Yeah, Shane, go ahead.
NVIDIA, I'm looking at this 30-minute pop down. It's kind of coming back to 112, doing a retest. But this is kind of the strategy I look at, and I look at something similar to yours, room to the left, and this would be saying this isn't where it wants to be because it hasn't been here in a long time. Correct?
Yeah, this is good. This is a decent setup for the retest, as in breakout, retest, and go. It doesn't want to be here. You can see it just hasn't messed around here. As soon as it got there, it just pushed away, right? And again, it's pushing away. But just based on the levels that I believe in my view, the move's already happened. So it could just be going the other way. But if you don't have these levels, if you have something else further out or whatever it may be, you could easily take that short and call it a retest or a breakout. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I used to trade like this all the time. So the short would be, well, up here near 112 if you can find that entry. It's tricky price action, but if you can find it. It's nothing more than a breakout of a retest, but it's just these levels. You can see how perfect they are, but it's just, yeah, it made the move. In my trade book, it made the move already.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. What else is good here? SPY is just going the other way, so I can't touch it. So from everything I see, Tesla has been the only one that's been tradable as far as price action is concerned, or catching a pattern at the open. Because I think it was like this yesterday too, because it did this 1 minute ORB setup and then the ABCD. So there you go, another new high. Off it goes. So first leg, it looks like the second leg's happening now. If you have a target up there. The SPY is doing the same thing as Tesla. I just can't trade them. All right. AMD is similar to what we saw on. It's not similar. Sorry. So look at that. I made a big move, breakdown, big move. The retest is up here if it happens. I mean, to me, the move's already done. I don't see an entry down here on a 30-minute chart. I don't see anything. The entry would have been in the pre-market to catch it. After the market has opened, it's just been a mess. Tesla, on the other hand, has been nice and clean. Well, not perfectly clean, but you can tell the patterns. So is a SPY. It's been good. If you had the bullish idea, or 1 minute ORB on the SPY would have been just fine. But again, this is all scalping, guys. All scalping so far. Look at that. Yeah, I don't see anywhere to enter on anything at the moment. Anyone catch anything? Anything good? Tesla, perhaps? TLTR? Someone's talking about
I
that.
got Tesla.
Nice. Yeah, a good strong move. You're done for the day already. Cool, man.
The double hammers. Then got out at the
Ah, yes. The top there.
target.
Yeah, cool. ABCD pattern right there. Not bad at all. To trade this stuff, I really think you ought to have the 9 EMA and the VWAP, in these areas, because you don't want to enter when it gets extended from those moving averages. You want to exit or take partials when it gets far away from them. Again, these moving averages are momentum indicators, especially these EMAs. and even VWAP at the open. They're kind of telling you the recent trend and what the momentum looks like. So yeah, good. Catch these things. What are we seeing here? Shora, you're looking at Amazon. Oh dear, look at that. What happened to Amazon? Another piece of news. Wow, big gap down on its way up. 1 minute perspective, kind of tricky. If you tried to catch that 1 minute ORB up here, probably stopped out once or twice and then catch it third or fourth attempt. And we're in that little ABCD pattern here as well. Interesting. Ramen, you're looking at hymns. Whoa. What is this? Guys are loving this exotic stuff, all these exotic tickers. This looks like a big catalyst. Something's in this. Wow. Ramen, did you get this? Did you get in early? This is pretty cool. There, you got it. Earnings play, yes. Nice. There you go. You're done for the year. You catch one of these. It's like trading a low float. The spread is pretty bad on it, but you know, you get a good move. Nice, very nice. Ant-Man, what do you think? Your mic's not working? PLTR,
I think it is. I think it is now. Yeah, now it's working. I don't know. It was doing something buggy before. Yeah, I'm holding one contract. I took 20 short. 20 puts.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you tend to scalp it out, right? So it would be.
Yeah, I scalped out the majority. So I mean, the trade's green. I have my break-even stop on the last contract.
Okay. Good work, man.
Thank you.
Nice catch. This thing is fast moving, so good catch. It's pretty wild on him, is it? Nice. Nice, nice. So yeah, this is all momentum, volatility. You know, you seek this stuff out in the pre-market, something like HIMS or even PLTR. You check out where the catalysts are, what's the news, earnings, stuff like that. You put these things on your watch list, wait for your setup, and then it's trade with momentum. Yeah. This is very unusual, though. This is the thing about scalping. You might, you take something like PLTR, you get your 2R or 1R or whatever it is on a scalp, and you'll do the same on HIMS because you don't know it's going to go at $10. You have no idea. And then you wonder why you got out too early. Well, because your strategy says to scalp. That's why you get out too early. Pretty much everyone does that with scalping. It gets a little painful when you miss out and leave money on the table. At least for me, that's one of the most painful things. Just leaving money in the market. So anyways, but if you're able to catch it and trade like that, that's pretty cool. It can be done early every day. That's an advantage. Alberto, my girlfriend Meta. I might have to take her back. You guys keep bringing her up. Oh gosh, looks like a mess today. She doesn't look hot today. But no, I don't. Let's see, these lines are old. Where is it? There, let's put it on. These lines are so tiny today. If you look at it, this is something I really don't like to see. Where's 8 a.m.? It's there. 8:30 a.m. There it is. So, at least from my strategy, it's, you see how tiny these lines get? So you might consider a breakout in this area. So let's look at it over there and then pop straight up. So yeah, an ORB, you got the nice consolidation for a break, but where's your RVR? You have to skip levels and go. But skipping levels is a tricky thing. You skip that one, you're in trouble, right? This looks like news. But yeah, be careful, man, be careful. This was so messy, and then perhaps you could just think of an ORB going up. Maybe you could call this a retest of that breakout. Again, Meta's always been tricky to trade, right? Always, we all know that. But if you get on the right side of it, it puts in massive moves. Some $600 stock putting in $20 moves every day. It's pretty good, pretty big. Anyways. Wow, HIMS is just something else, man. Anyone buy call options on HIMS? Made $1 million already. That would be something. Just need like 10 contracts. Boom.
They sell Viagra and Cialis. That's what they do.
What did you say? The algorithms got it? Yeah.
You know what hymns do?
I don't know. No idea. Don't be naughty. Don't be naughty.
Is it not like the hair solution thing, right? Hims?
Oh, is it for men's hair loss?
Yeah, I think so. I
Yeah,
mean,
a bunch of those things. Yeah.
Check the mirror. Yeah. Take care of the hair, guys.
Weight loss and all that stuff.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. You want to take care of all that? Go eat well, sleep well, take care of your health, you'll be all right. You don't need all this stuff.
That's the truth.
Yeah. All right, what else is worth looking at? SPY coming back towards the area. I like it. Let's see. See, it's getting down there again, maybe going for the breakout, but on a 1 minute, it's just, there's no setup to break out. It's got to consolidate down here, do all that. It's going to be a little bit. Get that pulled up there. We'll see. Wait and see. At this point, you might want to go in the money a little. 558 puts would be okay. Put the SPY up here. Let's see if this pops up. 558. All right. So the breakdown here is what I'm looking for, but I need a good 1 minute consolidation. This is a mess. I don't know what to tell you about this. And you got the low Griffith down there.
Yeah, we got new lows on Palantir. Beautiful.
Nice. Still in that.
Yeah, I still hold my last piece.
Good, man. Good. Hold on to it. Let it run. It's risk free, so it's easy to hold.
Yep.
All right. So once again, this is a no good setup on the SPY so far. On a 30-minute, it's good for a breakdown, but on a 1 minute, I need a couple more candles of a descending wedge or something down here. Then you might want to catch a breakout. Comes back and catch a retest of 558. You've got to be careful of that low down there. That's a tricky one, especially if it breaks down there. That's where I'd really like to add heavy and put the stop just above it, something like that. Let's see what happens. And the price action is tricky down there. It's not clean. I gotta watch that level. The target's further down, but here, 550, 550 is really where I gotta de-risk a lot and expect it to get messy. So again, it's going, but the 1 minute action is not good. It's not, the candles are too big. Can't put a risk. I mean, get short here, you put a stop on that side, and you can't even take any real size. It's not worth it. Now, what does it want? Let's see. And new lows wants to go. Still not interested. I'd rather wait for all this jumpiness to end before putting risk on it. From a 30-minute perspective, you put a stop up here at 560, you enter, and then let it run for the day. I mean, people trade like that. I've experimented with stuff like that. It's just, I don't find it worthwhile. So there you go. It's getting into that buyer that was down here in the first minute. See how that behaves. I'd like to see a nice consolidation right above it, actually. That would be even better. I'll take the short. I'm going to put a level right here. There. That's the low of the day so far. Let's see if it consolidates for the breakdown. That would be an interesting one. Still tricky, though. Oh, see that jump? Nope. Nope, I don't want to play with this. Let it pull back, and then I'll enter it. That was like playing in the first minute. You saw that jumped right through the low of day. Yeah, that's scary. Wait for it. Wait for it to come back. AMD is doing a breakdown as well. Very interesting. We're into bearish territory once again. we go. Pull back up. So this is all momentum right now. What I see going on the SPY, it's just breaking through levels, which is breakouts, which is all momentum. I'm waiting for the retest, and really that's when, if we get that, then the moves are more stable. You get a bigger move than just a momentum breakout. Let's see if we get that. That'd be great. And that's where I would like to enter. You got NVIDIA. All right, yeah, that we were talking about that earlier. Yeah, short 112. Nice. Yeah, generally, things are looking bearish from everything I see. Once again, guys, I expect the SPY to get choppy down here. See where it was? Last time it was here, it was a mess. They could easily find buyers at any point and push up. So I'm really waiting for it to convince me to put risk on. I mean, it could just run straight down and not provide any opportunity, right? Don't know. Anything could happen. But let's see. This is interesting, though. Found buyers here. It's consolidating here. It's getting a little far out from my level. But up here in the green line, I could short it up there if it gives us a good setup. $58 puts, yeah, in the money. That's okay. There you go. NVIDIA now breaking down from one level to the next. That looks like a better setup than the SPY. Oh, well, you gotta watch the SPY here. See, that's a descending wedge right now forming. The break of this low could be very good. But I don't want to enter here. I want to enter closer to my levels. The break of 557 and shoot down. It could do that right now. Let's see. This is not my place to enter. NVIDIA is really looking good for that short. Wow. And you're in that. You guys are in that AMD as well. Good little short going on. Get that. The SPY is really struggling to break down. I mean, the setup is excellent for a breakdown. If you have a level there, I don't. My level truly is up here. I want to be close to this area to enter.
I was in PLTR for short at 110.10, and I accidentally added to my position, messing up my whole position, so I had to exit, and I'm just furious right now. Like, but whatever, it happens.
It happens. You'll be all right. That happens. Those suck. You almost feel like it's not your fault, but you know, in the end, you did hit the button by mistake. So all good. It happens to the best of us, man. All good. Remember when I traded in the sim? I'm still pissed off about that. Like 2 weeks ago, it's like $37,000. It's the most painful bit of cash ever because it's in the sim. But yeah, we do stuff like that, unfortunately, and it sucks. There we go. Now the SPY is getting to an area that could be interesting. Ideally, I'd like to enter a short up here. Let's see. I don't know if it's going to get there. I don't know if it's going to reject here. Ideally, I want my stop up there, which is so wide if you take this entry, but I need to see what it does. The behavior is important. This was a support. Let's see if it broke out, turns it into resistance. These are the things I'm really watching at the moment. There we go. I like that. That's encouraging. Let's see if it truly turns this area into resistance. Almost see a bit of a consolidation, but not really. There it is. It's pushing down further, but let's see. Still gotta wait. Got the right contract. Puts 558. Okay. Still gotta wait. There comes the sunset again. Still bullish, there's a wick on this candle, but doesn't mean that this area is now suddenly resistance. It's not. This is still bullish activity, and you can see it came down. These bulls are just getting higher. Let's see the buyers and sellers fight it out up here for a bit. Definitely not going long in this area. For me, the only idea is a short, which is consolidation to a breakdown, and that's it. And that too, with this breakdown, I might go very heavy and scalp it just because it's a choppy mess down there. All right, this is interesting. Failed to even push a new high. That's interesting. Yeah, we have a level there. You can kind of see a micro level right there in the pre-market, right before the open. And that's precisely where it rejected from. That is interesting. See, the big level, that's your area, but then you get these micro levels, or rather, you just get price action that tells you precision, that gives you your precision. You want to turn areas into precise points, that's what you got to do. Just watch the price action. This contract is going to be 0 DTE. I don't have the time to get in and wait 10 minutes, Let's see. It's not so clean. Ideally, my stop would be way up here, but there's no size, and then you got to scalp it, so it's not worth it. This looks like a bit of an ABCD pattern to me going up, but it could easily push down as well. I don't know. This is where you really don't want to get stuck, man. Just trying to be careful with this.
What about AMD? AMD broke down and it's come back to retest.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. That 98 or 98.08 level on AMD, that's a retest level. Breakdown retest. Yeah, I see it. All right, new lows here could be interesting. This is getting lower on the highs. But the stop has to be on top of this candle. So up here, the entry's here. Yeah, it's not convincing. Let's see. At this point, I'm really watching for momentum to come in. Like the sellers just, push it down and take over. Breakout retest of this whole zone. Survive the chop. Yeah, we got something going on. You see that activity? Jumpy a little bit. I might enter here if the sellers truly take over. Not yet. They're not really there. Are they? Yeah, they're there. Okay, I'm getting involved here. 200 for now. There we go. We're getting in. All right, let's get it a bit bigger. There we go. It's not ideal, but it's there. Still want to put more size on as it breaks the new lows. Makes new lows from there. That's when I want to put on more. This is going to end up being a scalping situation just because it's going to get messy down there. You got to keep a very tight eye on it. Oh, we have a new 30-minute candle. Look at that. That's bearish, right? I like that. New lows, but pushed up. Stop is up in this area. This is cool. If it actually continues showing weakness off of this green line, you can add more on the green line or a little below. Let's see. Otherwise, it's a stop out pretty quickly. There's a lot of bullish activity right there. Found your buyers. All right, now I don't like to look at that. I'm out of there. Done. Let it reject the higher level up. Yeah, I don't want to play with that. 558 is still, it's in the right price. I might go further. 559, no, 558 is fine. Good thing I didn't scale in too heavy in that area.
Looks like the Q's bounced off low from a couple days ago,
Yeah.
right to the penny.
Okay. So maybe it's all in a place of support. Could be. Could be. Yeah, AMD was looking like that. Breakout, retest, but didn't happen. Yeah, things going the other way at the moment. Bullish. All right, time to sit out for a few minutes and wait. It's actually got a good little bullish pattern. This double bottom. This is a pretty good looking double bottom. If you like such things. On a 1 minute chart. There we go. Find that seller. Let's see. This is interesting. Let's see if I can get involved again. Man, it's tricky though. Get all these buyers up here, but this is a bigger picture stuff. Yeah, that hammer, that's a good one. That's a retest. I like the look of that. Might give this another attempt at a new 1 minute low, if it does that. But the stop has to be kind of wide to begin with. And we'll see. I can't see. What's it doing? Is that any 1 minute low? Oh no, is it stuck? Oh, no, there it is. Okay. I thought DOS got stuck for a moment. That's a low, that's a low. See, it made a new 1 minute low, but it didn't do it with any sort of strength. You know, there's just should go fast. And that's momentum. I'm trying to enter with momentum so it very quickly goes in my favor. I can tighten the stop quickly. If momentum comes in, you know, I put on a bigger size. For now, it's just a messy zone. The indecision holding below 558. Man, that level is something. Let's go. Let's go. If this goes, I have to tighten it up very fast. What the hell? And it's going the other way. Oh, this is slow and painful. Now imagine up here where the price is right now on the spot. You had a thesis to go long or short. You probably would have had 3 trades by now, all stopped out. 2 short attempts, 1 long attempt, all stuff like that, man. It'll just mess you up. So again, that's why I only have one specific direction that I can potentially put risk on at any given level. Definitely not going long here. My setup is all short. And that's a pretty firm rule I've developed recently for myself. Otherwise, just get into a mess. All right, forget about the short for now. It's not going anywhere. Well, most things are looking bullish so far. Anyways, SPY is the only thing interesting to me. That low is interesting, but I can move it out of the way now. Are there any highs to work with? Over there. Oh, this is interesting. See that? Reverse wedge, breakout, in resistance, went through it, it got messy there, and right now, that's interesting. I just noticed that. See that line? Short-term level. Even the ORB level right there, 1 minute ORB. When we got there again, it started to get messy. Something's going on here, 558.37.
That is VWAP. That level that you showed is VWAP.
VWAP, alrighty. Fantastic. I think I got to put VWAP back on the chart, huh?
Price is
Avi,
always at something.
You know you can't call it VWAP. You got to give it your own name.
That's how I do things these days, yeah. Oh gosh, we gotta get creative now.
Avenatti WAP.
Just change the A. Volume weight off a Nazi price.
AviWAP.
It's gonna screw everyone up because it's all about volume, man. You know, I haven't got a clue about volume. Everyone's like, "Where's the volume?" That'd be funny. Yeah, you guys, we got two things I wanted to tell you today. We got in our Discord name suggestions channel. Please put in your suggestions of what you want to call these videos, because I'm not going to keep coming up with random stuff. And the other thing is today we have our candlelight session at 11. That's in about an hour. So put your questions in the forum there, and we can get through that. I forgot about it. I just remembered it now. So a few channels to pay attention to now in the next 30 minutes. What am I doing? Where's the button? Is that a short? Not yet. Where's the momentum coming in? The stop has to be so wide on this freaking thing. It's 558. Oh no, I'm going 559 in this case. I don't want to deal with the strike. See the strike price? It's right there. I'm going to go in the money. So 559. Entering in this area, the strike will just get messy. I'm very curious about this entry. The stop has to be super wide still. So not a lot of size if I take it. Okay, this is where the momentum should come. It's not coming. Big mess. There you go. That Avi WAP area proving to be very interesting. The stop would be on the other side of it. So up here and hold a short. But I'm still not in the short. The price action is still not telling me that the bears are taking over, right? It's just kind of moving upward, finding resistance, pushing back up. Let's see.
It's making a kind of good double bottom.
Yeah. It's still in the it's still in the zone where I would short. Now the price action is generally bullish. That's why I'm not going short. Even though my trade book is on 30 minutes, it's still a very good short. But yeah, so again, you need alignment. At least for me, I need alignment on both charts. Right now, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting the short alignment on the 1 minute. I did earlier for a bit. Yeah, yep, there you go. So I broke right through that so far. Yeah, this is momentum. You see that momentum I was looking for to come on the downside? It's so far in the last minute or so, it's come to the upside. So nothing there for me. Sit and wait. Excuse me. Sit and wait. Anyways, yeah, guys, get into suggesting names for these videos. What do you want to call today? Like a fashion show, since we talked about different t-shirts we should wear, or whatever. And also, yes, don't forget the forum. Otherwise, we're going to show up today at 11, and we have nothing to discuss, so I'll start talking about Ferraris and stuff. So there's nothing to talk about. So
What?
Get into the forum, guys. Gosh, I can't see anything here right now. This is boring as hell. What are we looking at? You're saying good entry on NVIDIA, could go lower, set up. Yeah. It has that retest of a breakout. We don't want too many retests either, right? The more it hits itself on a level, the more likely it is to go through that level. It's basically a principle of price action. Yeah, look at NVIDIA now, huh? Got one upward. So it already broke out, did one retest. Let's see if there's another. Again, the move in my view is done, but it could very well keep going. You want to go short just because it got there, you gotta wait for it to give you a short setup. Yeah. Raf, Saturday you saw Devo. Ooh, hey, show us the t-shirt. Nice. Statue count NVIDIA. Is that the long? NVIDIA long? NVIDIA. You going long NVIDIA? Nice. All right. Got the bottom. We're playing the range. Okay. Nice. Very good. Yeah. Oh man. Still gotta sit and wait. I haven't yet seen. I only saw one like partial setup. It was down. Oh, where was it? Here somewhere? Or here? It was here somewhere. And because it wasn't a great setup, I had to wait to really put on the size, as in put on the full risk. So, and that's how boring day trading is, really. Wait for your setup. Especially, at least, the way I do it nowadays, it's getting more and more boring. Just because of liquidity concerns. But that's when you know you're doing something right. You're not jumping around in the market. So still wait and see. Hopefully get an opportunity to put on some real risk and catch something worthwhile. Now the SPY is just hideous. Once again, it could still go retest the middle of its range and come back down and provide that setup again. We'll find out if such things happen. Draw this chart here.
Avi, you will not trade stocks in future?
Trade what, sorry?
Stocks?
Why?
I mean, I see since last 2 weeks, you are trading only SPY.
Yeah, I stopped all that because I'm having liquidity problems. What I'm doing is I'm trading options. And nowadays, for the sizes of options I'm trying to take, I'm not able to get out of positions easily. Oddly enough, it's not too hard to get in. But to get out, stopping out or taking profits, even on something like NVIDIA, it's kind of hard to liquidate 1,000 contracts instantly. Yeah, with the SPY, it's less challenging, put it that way.
Yeah.
So I'm just focused in on the SPY. For me, it's not really worth it to go in and trade like 100 contracts or 500. I'm looking at multiple thousand at a time. And SPY is the only thing that's truly offering that. And that's the kind of risk per trade I'm putting on these days. So it's just for that reason. So yesterday and today, you guys have had a blast trading all these tickers, especially Tesla yesterday and today. Meanwhile, the SPY has just been painful. So you have your moments. Yesterday was probably the worst price action I got into. I was in long in the SPY at some point in the middle of the day. And yeah, just misbehaved so badly. Just didn't go with it. It did go. It was just, really bad. Eventually I got out with a 1 hour profit and I was like, that's enough. So, can't always, you never know what's going to happen. You just do your best. And at that point it was okay. There's too much risk here and it's taking too long with 0 DT options. Those things you want to think about. Got to know what you're getting into. There's an interesting setup there on NVIDIA. Bullish move on a 1 minute chart, gets to a level, reverse hammer that happened with move to the left without, not after a giant bullish candle. So the entry would be the new 1 minute low, which just happened. It was a time not long ago I would have taken that short and go in there. Not long ago, I'm talking like 3 or 4 months ago. Let's trade this stuff. So things to watch. The SPY doing still there, still coming. What did Tesla do? Tesla's all over the place, huh? Yeah, it was good up front, and then, yeah, the 30-minute here. This is interesting. These candles, you could start to call this a consolidation. So break of this 272 zone. Might have a second leg down. You had one leg. Now this nonsense. Maybe a short later. Maybe. The NVIDIA short makes sense. Again, only on a 1 minute chart. Oh man. Anything else interesting, guys? Anything else worth looking at?
What about Amazon?
Oh yeah, let's see. We were looking at that earlier, huh? Okay. So it went from directional, pulled back, and guess where it bounced off of? Pretty much the ORB area, right there. Now, this is interesting. I would call this, the ORB, the opening range here, then the breakout. Here's a retest. Now the retest tends to go further than the breakout, so you can even anticipate a high of day break. I'd be interested in this as a high of day break. Of course, that's to set up, consolidate, and go. But overall, quite bullish. Good setup. I like it. This is getting into an area of trickiness, but if it breaks through there, then you get up into this next area, about 187. And it can be tricky up there. So there you go. That's not too bad at all. That's okay. AMD looking for a breakout as well, not too different. There it is. 5-day break. consolidation breakout. There you go. Not too bad if you're into 1 minute stuff. NVIDIA turns out did the same thing, just as a AMD. So that short would have been no good. There's a good reason I trade 30-minute charts nowadays. These 1 minutes give you a lot of fake outs. So I'll show you this. This is what I'm really talking about. This is where I struggled with it last quarter or 6 months ago, whatever it was. So I would have taken the short here and stopped out. And then you zoom out a bit, you can see it's pretty obvious long in the sense that it's bullish, it got to a level, it consolidated now. So looking for a breakout. You can even wait for the breakout to happen, let it come back and bounce off the high over there, and you're in this move going upwards. So you end up with a short and a long at the same level. It gets really tricky, again, if you're trading off levels like I am. So stop all this mess. I just stop trading the 1 minute chart. You get, avoiding these fake outs. And I trade, instead of 10 trades a day, I get like 2 a day nowadays. And it's more than enough.
Avi, what exactly in the 30 minutes isn't then good for a short?
30-minute, let's see, shorts on a 30-minute. Again, the same old naked trading setup. Let's see if we find something here.
Well, I mean, right now, because it doesn't looks good for, or it looked good for a short on the 1 minute, but it didn't on the 30 minute. And why exactly not on the 30 minute?
Oh, right. Why on a 30-minute would you think about it? Let's see. You had the consolidation, did the breakout, did the retest. All right. For me, the 30-minute, the thing is the breakout happened and it got to a target. In my view, the move is already over.
Oh, okay.
Really done. You
want to read before it gets target.
Yeah. And so I'm just looking at my levels on a 30-minute chart. That's it. The move is over here. There's nothing to work with. You can't really treat this as a retest. That would be really complicated. I don't do that. Once it goes from one level to the next, the move is over. And then wait for the next setup. For the next
Thanks.
Yep.
Avi, can you please repeat why you said in the 1 minute chart it didn't look like it was reversing from that? Where cursor's at was reversing down from 112?
Yeah, so as naked trading charts go and setups go, you're basically waiting for a bigger picture level and you're waiting for specific candlestick patterns. And this is one of them, a long tail hammer with room to the left, and closes that perfectly bearish candle at the level. The new 1 minute low is the entry and the stop should be above there ideally. And you go and then you stop out. So again, nothing wrong with the setup, but I wanted to stop getting stopped out in these kinds of situations. And the whole reason why this happens is because it's a 1 minute chart. So I don't use the 1 minute chart anymore for setups. I'm only looking at a 30-minute. If a 30-minute tells me this is a short area, then I'll look at it. If it gives me a 1 minute setup, then I'll short it. But that kept me out of this whole thing, right? Because I didn't see anything on the 30-minute that made sense to go short here. So again, that's the whole reason for the fractal patterns. Go for the big picture first, if that makes sense, then zoom into the small picture. Previously, I was trading just the 1 minute chart and figuring out this naked trading stuff. And, much lower win rate just because of all these fake outs. You get a lot of fake patterns or false patterns on the 1 minute chart. That's why it's tricky to trade purely on the 1 minute chart. I don't like to do it. So bigger picture, then smaller picture. Again, all of that fractal pattern stuff, right?
Yep. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Look at this piece of junk on the SPY. Just going up. Oh, shit. I'm gonna sit and wait. I don't even have a long thesis up here. There's nothing here. It's going to take hours.
I long SPY with a 560 call option when it was at 558. And I wish it was not in sim.
Was that accidentally in the sim?
No. Because I'm trading in sim because I'm new in options. I don't want to go live on options yet. So I'm trading only in sim. But then looking at the numbers, I said, come on. I wish it was live.
See how wild they get now? Now you can tell, right, how wild options get. And since you were at the 560 strike, what you'll notice is as the price approached the strike, your contract would accelerate a lot more than
yes. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
That's where the fun happens. When you go out of the money and it goes through your strike, and that's when you really start partialing out. That's why going out of the money is fun for scalping. I don't do that much anymore. I'm going in the money just because I don't really want to scalp. But you can see the value in it. If you have a scalping strategy, it can get really nutty.
I know it was not a clean double bottom on the SPY, but I see it as a double bottom on 1 minute. That's why I just took it. So, but I don't know, but it was good.
Yeah, good, man. That's your setup. It's your strategy. You know what to do with your strategy. Just execute properly. Whatever your strategy is. I think the double bottom looks decent. It's not perfect, but it's decent. I'm not sure what the entry would be, though. I'd probably enter here. Then you want
Yes.
to
Yeah. No. I went to that 2 level after the giant candle before. No. After. Let me show you what was exactly. It was 10:08.
Yeah, 10:08, the giant candle, and then
Yes.
up. Yeah.
10:08, and I added 10:09.
Whoa. Yeah, you really got into it right at the beginning of the move up.
Yes. Yeah.
Fantastic. Good stuff. And did you go 0 DTE today's
Yes.
expiration?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're wild. You're
Yeah.
really wild. Good for you, man. You got this to work.
200 contracts.
Ooh, 200 contracts. That'd be like what, 10K or something, or more than that even.
Right now is 18K.
Shit. There you go. It's not even a lot.
Like I said, it's sim. I wish it was live.
But that's a good thing. You know, you play with the contract numbers in the sim and you get a good feel for how powerful these things are, especially when they go against you and you stop out in the sim, like, holy crap. Yeah, 18K profit, but really it was a 2 or 3K risk. Now, can you live with that? You know, those are the questions you have to ask yourself. And you do it in the sim a few times before you try doing it live. So,
Yeah, I'm trying to get a sense of it for now to see whether what can I do. Yeah.
Yeah, good. You're doing the right thing. Do it in the sim. Play within the money, out of the money. See what works better for you and what you can handle.
Yeah. That's what I was trying yesterday. In the money, at the money, outside the money. I was for this one. I played without the money because I see it bullish. Because I was looking at NVIDIA, AMD, other stuff, and I see that it's probably going to be bullish. That's why I went out the money.
Fair
and
enough.
I want it to be cheap. That's why I want it to be cheap. I don't want to be expensive to be in the money. So
yeah, well, cheap is one thing. If you basically want it cheap, you go out of the money, you'll get cheap. But really, just because it's cheap doesn't mean it doesn't get cheaper, right?
It's
You're dealing
true.
with a lot of extrinsic value. You're dealing with time a lot more when you're out of the money. And so time decay and all those things become a bigger problem. You're basically loading up on excess volatility when you go out of the money, 0 DTE. You're seeking out the most volatile stuff out there and you're doing it. So anyways, be careful with those things.
Yep.
Play with it, see what works.
Yeah, that's what I'm playing to see whether what works. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool, man. Good.
I exit 90%, so let's see what is.
Yeah, it's up there. All right. Well, NVIDIA, look at that. Gets to a level, consolidation, breakout. That's what you want to see. A consolidation before the breakout. Those are the good ones. And sure enough, this was a good one. No retest in this one.
Yeah, I entered that one as well when it broke an NVIDIA from level to level, 112.04 and to 112.96. Yeah.
Was that a sim trade?
No, that is live. No, that was live. That is equity, and that is equity in my live account.
Yeah. Oh, good for you, man. Good for you. Good job on this.
I have 2 montage. One is in my option sim, and one is equity live.
Okay.
It's difficult to manage it mentally, but I'm trying to.
Stay sharp. Stay sharp. You'll get it. You'll get it. No worries.
Thanks.
Stay sharp and then simplify it as you go. We have interesting stuff on Tesla as well now. Breakout, retest, off you go. Even a small consolidation before it, but let's see. What does this look like? Oh gosh, no, yeah, I wouldn't play with it in this area. No way. It's gonna be messy down here until it gets out of there.
Is it because there is no room to the left?
Pretty much, you can say that, but realistically, you can just see it's just choppy here. Last time I was here, it's just choppy. So why would you play with it? You know? And this was recent. This was just this morning. So go to the 1 minute. Let's see what it is. Yeah, look at that. You're playing with this. This was opening volatility stuff. It could go, but I mean, it's just halfway through, you'd be struggling to hold on to your position because you think it's going to get tricky. But on the other hand, look at the chart here on the 30 minute. Once it gets out of here, up above this 278 zone, look at that. There's not a lot of trouble there. Even these candles don't have a lot of wicks. You know, when it got through there, it went straight through it and went straight through it. It never really got truly stuck there. So 278 to 280, that's an interesting zone if it gets there. You can expect some clean moves over there. It's a lot like surfing, you know. You look at the topography under the ocean, and you can tell where the waves are going to break clean and where they're going to be dirty, as well as watching the wind. But really, the topography tells you. You get the reef just offshore. When the swell comes in, you can tell it's going to be a clean wave in that direction. So just wait for that. Same thing. Really the same thing. It's a whole lot of fun.
Hey, Abby, I wanted to share something. I was having a problem getting into the option contracts of SPY a few days ago, and with the 0 DTE, IB Care was denying my orders and saying that I don't have enough money to exercise the options, as I was trying to trade in the last 3 to 4 hours. It was good of it in the morning, but it was denying my orders as it goes through the day. So what I did, I tried instead of 0 DT, I tried 1 DTE, like the next day expiry options, and it works really good. So I just wanted to share that if someone else is having that problem, they can try the next day expiry options.
All right. Awesome. Thanks for sharing. That was interesting. I didn't know they do that. Huh. Well, you have the option to exercise. You don't have to. You're not obligated. But still, they want to make sure they're being ultra safe and make sure you got enough cash. Cool. Thanks for sharing that. There you go, guys. Learn something every day. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. I should pay attention to that when I get into these options positions as well. It shows the withholding buying power right here. How much buying power it's withholding. So one thing is buying the contract and the buying power you need for that. But then IB's probably holding a lot more of the cash just to ensure it can be exercised. No, but that wouldn't show up on DOS. I don't think that would show on DOS. So that may not be a good indicator. But anyways, good to know. Good to know. And they're always worried about expiry, people getting margin calls and stuff. It happens every day. Yeah. Oh, all right, guys, just about 10:30 now. So we're going to be on at 11. I'll send a link out. And that's when we'll do our mentorship session. We'll answer questions, a candlelight session, basically. So get into the forum in our Discord. Type in whatever questions you want. And we'll get into that discussion in about 30 minutes. And let's see if maybe we can take a couple of live trades if something sets up. Other than that, hope you all had a good, fun session so far this morning, all you scalpers. Definitely had a good time. For me, it's just been boring as hell, but no big deal. We'll set up later. All right, guys, take it easy.
All right, take it easy. Let's check in a bit.
See you in 30.
See you guys.